right. It's like drinking from a fire hose. Never a dull moment, but yes, you'll hear the stories you won't hear anywhere else, and we appreciate you being here with us for them today. I'm Justin Barclay. Yes, welcome in. A fantastic MAHA update for you today with MAHA Missy on schedule today. 30 states now, the worst here for the CDC flu designation, they tell us. Well, how do you stay healthy? Because, there are ways to do this. Some people get sick and some people just never get sick. What's that all about? Plus, big news out of the CDC. RFK Jr. standing true to the promise of making America healthy again, overhauling the child vaccine schedule. They went from like 70 some odd vaccines down to 11 recommended. Well, told you why that's such a big deal. Plus, McDonald's hit with a class action lawsuit. No rib meat in the McRib. You've heard of fake news. What about fake food? That and how can you live to be past 110 years old if you so choose. We get into all of it and more with our good friend MAHA Missy here with us from My Pure Health Solutions. Thank you so much for taking the time and welcome and Happy New Year. What a great way to really kick off the year, huh? With all these great stories.
The best is yet to come, and it's coming daily, minute by minute is what's happening.
It really is. And I mean, if you just look at the things that we're not even a year in now, but the things that are happening at the CDC and inside HHS with the folks at RFK Jr. talking about the overhaul, it's big. You understand this. You've been paying close attention to it for a long time now, but they really are. They're going from like 70 vaccines down to 11 or something along those lines. And I have a particular story, personal, that's near and dear with my little girl, my first one especially, but why this hit us close to home. This is something that a lot of folks asked for. A lot of people voted for, it sounds like, when it comes to the MAHA movement.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it hits near to my story too. Well, me, because again, my son, 33 years old, go back 33 years ago, I knew that there was something not right about him, but the doctors at the time had no idea how to console me, encourage me, or give me any hope, to tell you the truth. And it would be found out later on that he was autistic. And back then it was 1 in 10,000 kids. So, again, I've been a part of this, trying to wake people up for as long as about 26 years now, finally when my son was diagnosed. So this is huge news because I know that it's going to impact moms. We're down here in Florida, and all I see are all these like young families with young moms and just kids all over the place, and I get teary eyed because wisdom, I got some gray up there. I think that I get wisdom, and I can see that their future looks brighter than, again, we're dealing with a fallout. We have how many kids now have been diagnosed with autism over the last 24 years. It's a lot. And again, the diagnosis of autism also tends to lead to it has a ripple effect in the family lives. Divorces go through the roof and everything. So this is a huge move for the Trump administration.
The president saying today, the Trump administration proud to announce the United States of America updated childhood vaccine schedule. The schedule, rooted in the gold standard of science and widely agreed upon by scientists and experts all over the world. Effective today, America will no longer require 72 jabs for our beautiful, healthy children. We're moving to a far more reasonable schedule where all children will only be recommended to receive vaccinations for 11 of the most serious and dangerous diseases. Parents can still choose to give their children all of the vaccinations if they wish, and they will still be covered by insurance. However, this updated schedule finally aligns the United States with other developed nations around the world. Congratulations to HHS Secretary Bobby Kennedy, CDC Acting Director Jim Melissa, goes through all those people, but particularly the MAHA moms, he says, especially, who have been praying for these common sense reforms for years.
Yeah, I'll cry. It's exactly it.
But look at that image, that illustration at the bottom with the babies. One in European countries with the 11 and the 72 in the United States. There's no better way of showing people what we're dealing with.
You need a visual, like you said. There's so much information coming in fast, and unless you are on the right news channels, you would never see an image like that.
Yeah.
You know, you would never see it. And I think the key word is there are healthy infants.
Mhm.
They're coming out of a mom, you know, and again, God, God didn't miss the boat when it came to how does a baby need to develop, you know, naturally
Yeah.
inside the mom, and then we have it, and then all of a sudden they get jabbed right out the gates, right out of the gates. And again, with a lot of these ingredients, it's the idea of a vaccine is logically it makes sense until you start looking at the ingredients that's going inside of the vials. It's the ingredients that's causing the issues. And I mean, again, the idea of a vaccine is smart, but when you start looking logically at the ingredient side of it that goes into the children, and you look, I mean, just people just don't understand when you inject the baby and then you carry the baby out, they don't know the ramifications of all those chemicals that are going inside of the child, the healthy child. All those chemicals going in there are going to do, not are going to, but have the huge chance of doing something very not good, not good at all.
It's incredible because when we watch these stories to see, you know, like what's really happening to our kids, and you see,
Yeah, I
on
mean,
one hand, you have Europe on one hand, it says 11. You have America, it says 72. It's just not. It's not even. It just looking at that should be obvious. And to me, this kind of what happened when we had our little girl. She
yeah,
was 3 months early.
right.
Was in the NICU at the hospital. Very glad they took great care of her.
Mhm.
But before we left, and again, she was still about a month early before we left. You know, a month. She left the hospital a month before due date.
Right.
She still really wasn't even supposed to be here yet, and they wanted to jab her with all this stuff before they left. I said, no, the idea is to get her home. The idea is not to like jab her with all these things. And I said, what if something happens? You know,
Yeah.
we're
It,
here. We were there at the hospital 77 days. We said, well, then we're here longer. We just need to get her home. And they said, well, if something happens, it'd be great because she'll be here so we can take care of her. And I said, no. And we walked, and thankfully, but not without like pressure and
sure.
some of the worst that you've ever seen coming out of some of those folks. But we took a close look
Good.
at that moment in time. And I told you the story about the person that I knew that called me and said, my sister, well, there's somebody that I know very close to me is about to be named to the head of the CDC. This is a very bad situation. I started asking when I called all these places because you had to have a pediatrician to leave,
Right.
and they would all say you got to agree to follow the CDC recommended guidelines. Well, how do these things get recommended? We
I,
got 72 of them, and Europe only has 11. Let's fast forward to now where we've got the story about the McRib and the food differences in Europe versus America. How are we so different? Why are people so much healthier in other places than they are here? But it just goes to show you there are differences. And unfortunately, in America, 72 vaccines versus an 11 in Europe.
oh,
That should be an alarm bell for anybody watching this right now. It's incredible.
it should be. And prior to this segment, there was a clip that you were playing, and I wrote it down. He said, America was undermined from within. You know, when we're
Mm,
looking at Antifa and Black Lives Matter and all that stuff,
yeah,
the same thing has been going on for years in our food and in
mm,
our medical model. I mean, while we're so busy running the 9 to 5 or the 10 to 5 or the 12-hour shifts on, 12-hour shifts off, and you're running, you're grab and go,
yeah,
convenience has been wrapped in propaganda.
yeah.
It is, it's fake food. I'm watching my son and his wife and granddaughter. They're here from Australia. They've been here for 2 weeks. I'm watching the dark circles starting to come underneath their eyes. I'm watching their skin not look as gray as it was. They're exhausted and they're past jet lag. But they're eating our bread. They're eating our pizza. They're eating
Mm.
all this food, and they're like, "Man, we are like feeling bad." I'm like,
And it's all stuff they eat back home, but here it has different things inside of it, doesn't it?
different things. And now I've got her finally looking at labels, because when I'm in Australia, I'm like, look at you, hardly have any ingredients in your food. And
Yeah.
she's used to that. And now that she's in America, I want you to check out our box of cereal and
Yeah.
look at the 100 ingredients that's in our cereal, let alone our McRib. That's false advertising. What got a piece of shoulder in it and some, oh, I
Yeah.
think it's how, like, what they say, they scorch the stomach of the pig and like,
I don't
oh,
even want to know. I don't even want to know, honestly. It's
yeah,
so disgusting when you think about it. It's like, oh no, that's not real food. It's horrific, really.
it's not. And yeah, like for us folks out there, I mean, we're doing the best we can with what we've got right now. And right now, I think is like the year 2026 of just taking the time to set back. Because again, I know when I've worked with clients for all these years, they're like have paralysis. They're like, where do I even begin? And
Yeah.
it's like one little step at a time. And like maybe for that mom out there, it's like when we say we're too busy to cook, it's like, what could we possibly do one day a week that we could maybe change it? And like, we're gonna pre-plan and get some food, and we're gonna cook that food tonight and not have the processed food. That's one huge change, and just, man, I mean, I feel America, I mean, just stay along for the ride. I'm glad that we're talking because people just need to, they just don't know what they don't know.
Yeah.
And and
Yeah.
breathe. Just do a lot of breathing, breath
It
work.
is. It is incredible. So I'm going to ask you because I know we're talking about we're talking about McDonald's, but I want to tie back into the vaccines if I can because some
Yeah,
parents in one of the comments I just saw in the chat where Marilyn says the keyword recommended, not you have to. Well, what do parents need to know when it comes to these vaccines, and what direction would you point them into if they want to start doing the research and digging into what should the kids have, what should they not have? Do they have everything? Do they have nothing? Do they have like a buffet, like you pick and choose? And how do the parents really start to dig to get informed in this area?
sure. I mean, I've always back in my day, I have always looked to a guy named Dr. Joseph Mercola, Mercola. He's
Yep.
extremely intelligent man, and he survived COVID days. I mean, he got blacklisted, banned, and everything else, along with
Hmm.
the greats out there. But I would check with people like him. You got to go off the grid. You got to get off mainstream media sites, and you got to get into people who have been doing this for a long time, that there's proof. And I mean, I will never be a Dr. Mercola, but I can point to the Dr. Mercolas. He's a good person. But when I say, what people don't understand is every child born in America represents, last I knew, it was around $140,000. So every child has a price tag on them to the pharmaceutical industry. They know they're going to make at least $140,000 off of the vaccine schedule. And the only way they're going to make that money, they need to make up, they've got shares. They've got shareholders in the company, right? Of all these big companies, Pfizer's and all of them. And the shareholders want to make their money. So how do they do that? Well, they got to produce a drug, and the drug has got to be guaranteed to go into the child in order to get the money reimbursement. I mean, it's just all a money thing. And so when they say recommended, I mean, they're recommending in a brand new baby whose immune system is on top of the world, and then they're injecting ingredients into a child. It's not just like, oh, let's just give them a measle, and so
Yeah.
now they're not going to get measles. That's a great logical minded thought, but it's the ingredients like the formaldehydes and the thimerosols. It's all of the ingredients that are inside of the vial that's going into the baby. And that is where we see the peanut allergies have gone through the roof. You've got kids that that are getting diagnosed type 1 way too early. You've got joint inflammation. I mean, all these kids, we did autism. I mean, it's all over the place. It's an autoimmune. The body is attacking itself
Yeah.
because there's something foreign inside of it. And the body's like, there's something in here and we've got to go after it. And it just starts blowing everything up. Your T1 cells come into the body. Your T1 cells are there. They're the police officers, and they're going in there shooting everything up. They're shooting everything up in the body because they know there's a foreign substance in the body. And then your T2 cells come in, and they're the cleaners, they're the sweepers, and they're going to sweep it all out the drainage ditch. Well, what if the lymphatic system inside your child stopped working, the lymph system? I mean, and the kids can't get you can't get the chemicals out. And then they're going to give them like the ibuprofens, and you're going to give them the Tylenols, and then it's just a chain reaction of again, I would turn to people like the Mercolas, follow them on TikTok, follow them on Instagram, on
Mhm.
Telegram, wherever you can find them, the Barbara O'Neills of the world.
Oh yeah.
People like her, she got banned from her own country in New Zealand. I mean, of all places. I mean, again, when you look to people that are getting banned for their information, look to those people that are that have been around for a long time. They're not just a pop-up shop and they're like here to make a dime, to have some radio time. You've got to be with people who have boots on the ground.
Yeah. Hey, another big story that's popping up right now is flu. Well, it's flu season. Every year after the holidays, we start to see spikes. And a lot of this because I'm no expert, but what I've heard is our immune systems are down because of everything we've done to them during the holidays. A lot of that has to do with celebrating.
Right?
Yeah, you're eating sugar and all the things that make you a little less healthy on top of it. And so then you're sort of susceptible to these things. And we're in the house more because it's winter. These are all things that kind of make it sort of I don't know, a perfect season for us
Right.
here.
Yeah.
It's like every year they come out with, the flu's worse this year than ever before. Go on and get your flu shot. What do people need to know to stay healthy? Just on a balanced, sort of overall broad perspective, because I'm one of these guys, I never get sick.
Which is great. Again, everyone's got a different bucket of what I call immune system. Some people are blessed with a 5-gallon bucket, and you could eat nachos, burritos, and Doritos and Mountain Dew till you're 90 and never get sick. They've got the big bucket. And some people got a little thimble, and they do a couple things wrong and their immune system's down. But honestly, you guys, this sounds so silly, so simple. And it's like, sleep and rest. I mean,
Yeah,
sleep and rest.
I do like that. I like my sleep and rest.
Yeah, in the month of January, if we can
Yeah.
change out and just go like, you know what, maybe start going to bed 15 to 20 to 30 minutes earlier.
Mm.
Just try it. And you know what I started doing? I stopped looking at Twitter in the morning when I wake up, and I'm not watching Twitter when I go to bed anymore, because
Yeah.
that's raising my cortisol levels, right?
Oh,
Like, Missy, get it together, girl. So I'm like, what can I do differently this coming year? I'm waking up now reading a book like I used to, and
yeah.
I'm going to bed reading a book like I used to, and I'm not taking a step back. I'm still in it. I can still see what's going on, but again, those of us that have been awake and alert for the last like 8 years, like watching what's going to happen, and now we're finally seeing the rollout of all this stuff.
Yeah.
Sleep and rest. If
Mhm.
you stop going through the fast food place, and you
Yeah.
know what, when you pick up your child from school or you're getting them, have something healthy. I mean, an apple.
Mhm.
I mean,
Yeah.
start small. Just start small.
Mhm.
I mean, getting the healthier foods inside of us. Stop drinking the sugary drinks. I mean, the type 2 diabetes, the cancer, all these risks are going through the roof, and our kids are inflamed. Our children are inflamed.
Yeah.
So with the flu, it's the stress, bringing your stress levels down, cortisol. So
Yeah.
maybe what your morning routine and evening routine look like, change it up for 21 days and see what happens.
This whole thing about stress and feeling like we have to see everything and we're in the fight or flight, and what that does to your body on a prolonged, it's a really damaging. I
Oh,
guess the people that are living past 110 aren't doing that. They
yeah.
got a totally different outlook. Maha Missy with us today, and the big Maha update. There's a new study out there that finds there are Brazilians. They're calling them super centenarians, and they're living to be 110, 115 years old. Extremely long longevity. They're saying there are 3 of them that are out there that survived COVID.
Yeah.
Brazil hosts 3 of the world's 10 oldest living men. Its genetically diverse population harbors over 8 million undescribed genomic variants, including rare protective genes invisible in more homogeneous populations. They say supercentenarians deploy unusual killer CD4 plus T cells, virtually absent in younger people while maintaining cellular cleanup systems. And autophagy, that's another piece that
Autophagy, yep.
it's big with you. And one Brazilian family includes a 109-year-old woman with three nieces aged 100, 104, and 106. That's
Mhm.
wild.
Autophagy is the key word. That's called the fountain of youth for your cells. That's
Mm,
what we preach that all day long, and that's exact what autophagy means is that is your body's natural way of removing bad cells from the body, bad, dinged up, broken up pieces of cells. I mean, how well can you walk through your garage when you got clutter from the last year all through your garage? You can't get out to your car. You got to clean the clutter out so you can get out to the garage, get out to your car. The same things inside the body. The autophagy and how we talk with our clients is again, this people have different opinions, but one of my opinions is when you go to sleep at night, you know, you've had dinner, your meal, say your meal was the night before at 7 o'clock. If you could stretch it and not have your next meal until lunch the next day, that means that your body was able to do nothing but heal
mm,
from the day prior. And it gives because as soon as you eat food, the body stops healing and goes into breaking down the food. Your digestive system kicks in,
mhm.
your immune system, the gastrointestinal system, your hormones get everything gets kicked into gear as soon as we put food in that mouth of ours. And so I'm assuming, I mean, I would love to know what they're doing over there in Brazil to be autophagy. It has a lot to do with the foods that we're eating. I guarantee that they're not eating McRibs. I guarantee they're not eating McRibs over there. They probably don't even know what a McRib is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, sunshine, put your feet in the grass. I mean, we've going back to Little House on the Prairie days. What did that look like? And like you said earlier, we weren't designed back in Little House on the Prairie days, they didn't know what was going on in China. They didn't know what was going on in Russia. They didn't, I mean, they knew what was going on in their town. To the We weren't designed to take on the weight of so much news. There's
Yeah.
so much news out there that's just like we were designed to be in our own little culture bubble and like which probably like the Brazilians are doing over there. They've maintained their culture. They look at the Amish. The
Yeah.
Amish.
You make a great point. You are not designed to carry the weight of the world. And I think a lot of us nowadays, because the way things are moving so quickly, we're trying to do that. And honestly, that's sort of that's idolatry. That's
Ooh,
putting ourselves above the Lord, and we got to give it to Him. I think some of us are missing
right.
that boat.
Yeah.
Um, so hey, listen, these are great. All of these are great stories. Maha movement is alive and well, and one of the things that we're doing right now, obviously, my wife and I gearing up for the next big phase, and we are full speed ahead. We'd love for you to join us too, because this is what we realize: we cannot do what we're created to do, what we're called to do, if we're not living healthy, if we're not well. We got to make America healthy again. It starts as each of us individually, one at a time, for our families, for our cities, our states, and for the country and the world. Eventually, we got to get back to that place. So that's why we've been working with Missy and the crew, My Pure Health Solutions. Maha, Missy, and the team walking us through all the right things to do. And I got to tell you, we've talked about it before. I'm down over 30. My wife down, I think she's about 23, 25 pounds, maybe even
So
more at
good.
this point. But it's wild to see the results that we've gotten. And Missy, it's not just, clothes are fitting better. My wife's shopping in her closet. And then Christmas got to get some new clothes. That's kind of fun, right?
Yeah.
It's not just all of that and the scale and all that, but those are great. But the energy, the clarity that you have in your brain, the fact that you get to the middle of the day, like 3 p.m., you don't need to go cram down some more coffee or something like that. You're ready to go. And it is incredible. Some of those benefits, autophagy that you just talked about, some of those things that we have made a part of our lifestyle. And it's simple. Part of the program where you're eating real food. You don't have to eat prepackaged junk. There's nothing hard to do. It's a very simple process. And again, if people want to join us, you want to find out more how you could do that. You may just want to talk to Missy and you have questions about all of this stuff.
Mhm.
Reach out, go to healthwithjustin.com or call them at 269 964 4044. Again, that's healthwithjustin.com and find out how they crack the code to some of the things that I think have been puzzling us for the longest. My favorite is looking at the before and afters here, Missy.
It's
And
so good. Well, in order to fix the problem and to fix a broken metabolism, you need a full body scan. We need a body scan your body to find out inside the body what broke down. And when you find out what broke down and you can reactivate it, we just have to reactivate the metabolism. It's that simple. It's just as simple as you taking jumper cables to your dead car battery. That's what we're doing to that body of yours. We're going to take it back to the design of how it was supposed to function. And that is why you have energy and why you're not crashing in the day. That's what it was about. That's what it's supposed to be like. And that's like, wow, this is a weird feeling. Like, isn't that weird that we forgot what it feels like to feel good?
it's amazing how quickly that can happen.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how fast it can happen to get you back on track. All of our friends, you can see their before and afters that have joined us, and our good friend Steve Gruber, and also Trucker Randy, who's before and afters is absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
Healthwithjustin.com. Make sure you get in there and check it out today and be a part of it. If you want to join, you still got time to be a part. I would get your call scheduled, your free consultation. Get that all scheduled so you can find out what this is all about, see if it's right for you, and join us and get started when we're about ready to get started. I don't know, about a week or two from now, where we're going to get into the next phase and drive hard, folks. I got big goals this year. I cannot wait for you to be a part of us and be right here with us as we drive to making America healthy again.
It's so fun. It's so fun working with clients. Yep. I'm excited. This calls, and the thing is, it's a free conversation, and you don't need a credit card at the end of the call. It's not put money down to reserve your price. It's not. We are just a conversation. We just need to have a conversation.
Yeah,
So
and
you understand it's not your fault you can't lose weight. That's what people just don't understand. They have no clue. Again, they just don't know what they don't know.
well, we're going to educate some folks, and we're going to change the world one person at a time. And we're so grateful for you to be along with us for the ride. Thank you, MAHA, Missy. As always,
God bless you. God bless.
we appreciate you too. We'll check in with Missy again next week as we do these great check-ins to have these conversations about what is happening in the world of the MAHA movement, but also from a health perspective, so we can make America healthy again. It's just that simple. In the meantime, healthwithjustin.com. Make it a great one, folks. God bless.